Shemai, it's me, I'm back. I've had a fantastic summer, a couple of cruises, a couple of holidays in the caravan, lots of work in the garden. Yeah, we've done really well this summer, and it's been that sort of summer where it's a case of trying to find time to get back in the shed, but I think now, come October, we're ready to come back anyway. So I thought I'd just run through my plans for this winter, and then I'm going to get cracking at last. I've had the trains running, they're all doing well, thank goodness. You never know in the summer, you just worry, don't you? But yeah, so I'm going to talk you through what I'm going to attempt this winter, so hope you enjoy it. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to sort this, what I'm going to call the beach area out. Just take this, put it up there. So what I'm going to try and do in front of the town there, where the railway is, I'm going to create an embankment and hopefully put some rocks on it. And this will be a little beach area to represent my hometown, Valbarren Beach, and that'll stretch right across here and around to about this point here. I'm going to use plaster of Paris, the bandage type stuff, and then hopefully create some sort of cliffs, and have a little bit of water coming up round about there, just lapping up to there. So that's the idea for that. On this section here, I'm going to create a little work area, works yard, and there'll be a road then coming in underneath the bridge, coming out here and then running along parallel to the rail, and that'll join the works area. Excuse all this mess here, although this is going to be tidied up. This is probably the biggest area. Once I get rid of this, I'll put that in a box in a bit, but this is the next big bit then. This is going to be the TMD, and that's going to have to be put in. At the minute I'm resisting putting it in because it's giving me a bit more room in the shed to move around. But chances are when I've done this bit and that bit, then I'll work on putting this down, and then I've got to start buying a load of track and points and controllers. So yeah, and that'll run all the way down to here with a little harbour on the end here or something like that. So all this is going to have to shift, all this is have to be tidied up. I'm going to have a go at tidying everything down underneath here. Look at the state on it, all this underneath. Just to make it presentable. So that's my plans. So I'll change my clothes in a minute, change my top because I'm going to get very mucky, and crack on with that. So I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so I've made a start. As you can see, I've realised that I'm going to have to make up card cliffs, I think, because yeah, I can't get enough purchase to create a wall, so I'm going to make up, get the card, cut it, layer it in 3, and then place that first, get all that down first, and then once I've got that down, as long as the top is level, I can cover the bottom quite easily, and that'll give me an edge in which I can do as I did here with the wall here, just cover that with a brick pattern and have that going along there, and that will go all the way down. So I've got a bit of work cut out now, so I'll start cracking on with that. So I realised I've made a mistake by putting the plaster of Paris down first, so what I've done now is created a new seawall along here, going all the way along there, along the beachfront, and then I've just got to finish off this bit here, get that glued in around to the bridge there, and there'll be a little parapet coming down, and that'll be a road then going in underneath to get to that point there. So that's what I'm doing now. So going back over, and then I've added some extra bits here, which I'll put some plaster parts up to create some cliffs, and then that'll be the beach scene, paint this sand, etc., and then just do a bit of extra on this bit here. But once that's finished, it'll be working on the track here, putting the gravel down all the way along there just to finish that off, and that will get me round to this bit. So that's what I'm going to be doing for the next day or so, is cracking on with that. So even though I've just pushed ahead too much on one side, I'm able to rescue it a little bit and bring it back. So I'll just crack on with that and see where we get from there. So I've now finished the outside of the wall, and I've created some of these hillocks or rock outfaces, and painted what's going to be the sand. Now it's not going to be that colour. I've got some sand coming in the post, got to wait for it to arrive, and now that takes you along the seawall right around the curve there and to the final bit where the tunnel will be to access the small work area around there. So that's coming along there. So when I get the sand, I'll get that down, and then I'm thinking about putting some abrasiers here, just to hide some of these gaps as you come round. So bits and pieces, a bit sticking out, reinforce that wall, and then I think this bit here will have a little bit of blue to show the tide coming in. So it's all coming along. It's a bit yellow, but that's just to cover where I put the sand in. So as you can see, painted the rocks grey for the minute. I've still got to add a bit of colour, probably put a little bit of vegetation on top. Got to give that another coat yet, just wait for that to dry, which I think it has now. So I'll crack on with that. It's all starting to come together. See you in the next clip. So today what's arrived in the post is some fine army sand. We've got some extra brown coarse rocks and some buff extra coarse. So I've got brown and buff, and the idea was to mix them up. So that will come up with something like this. I've got to figure a way of getting these, keeping these in place. I don't particularly want to go through gluing every single one of them down bit by bit. But I wonder if I can do the liquid glue over that, I don't know. And then the idea was then is to sprinkle the sand down in between that to create a base. So I'm going to try on this little bit here and see what effect. But I thought that was going to be a lot more than what I got. So 200 grams obviously, I'll probably only do that bit. I'll order a lot more for all of this bit. So yeah, we'll see how we get on anyway, but yeah, and that'll create that beach scene then. So I'll give that a go and see what happens. Right, okay, so what I've done is put some glue down. Sorry about the traffic going past. Put some glue down, scattered the sand onto the glue, and then put more glue down and put the rocks in place. Then I used the same stuff that we've used for the ballasting with my little sucker up there, and then basically just drop the glue on, built up layers and drop the glue in between, and hopefully that will cement it in place or glue it in place. It looks a bit wet at the minute, but you can see the effect I'm going for. I'll wait till that's properly dry and see what it looks like then. But I'm pretty pleased with what I've got so far. Want to do the rocks as well. And then if that looks alright, I'll carry that on along the beach. And I didn't use too much sand up, so I may have enough about halfway. But at the same time, while I was doing that, I've also now ballasted all the way along the top tracks, which wasn't done. So that goes all the way along there. I've got my little bucket with my rocks mixed up there. I've done that all the way along and up into the station. So that's now all ballasted. I've run the trains a few times just to give a see and see what comes out with that. So yeah, looking good. Hello Miles, you coming for a look? Come to check what I've been doing, have you? Eh? Where's your friend? Hey, where's the other one? But yeah, it's, it's dripping a bit. Oh, there she is. There's the other one. Come to see what I'm doing. Can't give me a minute's peace, these two, I tell you. So what was, yeah, so I've also put a bit of gravel down there. I'm going to put some glue on there in a minute, just to finish that edge off, and the same in this corner here, just to finish that. So it's all about gluing down at the minute, and when I'm finished I'll come back and I'll let you see in a bit. What I thought I'd show you now is how I do the beach stuff. So basically, I'm going to start off with some glue and cover the base. This is just to keep the stick all the various bits and pieces down. So I'm just going to do this first section here. Just to make sure that I get everything stuck down. And then get my rocks and I mix them up in this little bucket so I can have different colours. And all I'm going to do is very carefully, well not carefully, I'm just going to lay them down for now. And they'll stick in that glue. A few at a time. Again, the problem with this, and like with all modelling, it's going to be a bit here and a bit there. So it gets that fact, just drop one. And just pile them up on top of itself. Now that doesn't look too good at the minute, but it's getting there. It'll all come good when I've finished it. So I'll do that stretch there. Then I'm going to get the sand, and I've got a piece of balsa wood here just to hold the sand to the edges so it stops it going down, and then I'm going to sprinkle that on just over the glue bit to the edge. And then I'm going to sprinkle some in between the rocks, especially at the base of the rocks there. And that should do that. And then using the pipette and watered down glue, like we do with the ballasting, same sort of thing as we've got with the ballasting, is then to drop the glue on top of that, and that fixes that in. What I'm going to do, just realise what I should have done is sprayed that first. Very, very gently. I don't want to blow the sand off. Just dampen all that down. And then drop the glue over the sand. And again, what I should be doing is just putting this bit of balsa wood there just to stop the glue overrunning and dropping down. Onto 4. Keep 4 nice and tidy. That will have to wait now for that to dry and stick before I can do anything else to it. But it's exactly the same as the ballasting, and it'll end up being like wet sand, which over time will, I hope, dry out. This is a fair bit of glue just hanging about there. Just going to come around the back of. Just mop that up. Now, believe it or not, I started this video back in October last year, and I managed to complete part of the work, but then I had a few issues with my health, especially with my leg and my knee, which meant I found it very painful to walk or stand on it for any length of time, and I just lost my mojo. But since Christmas, I've come back and I've carried on with it, and I'm now pleased to say that I'm moving ahead with it, so I'm back to where it was. So anyway, just thought I'd show you what I did actually complete. You can see you got the rocks there leading up to the beach area. The sand is done. You've got the walls in place, and that goes all the way along now, all the way right round. The seawall is there. I intend to put a few figures on the beach, we'll see. All the way around, a little parking area there, and where the road comes out. More significant is I've added the extension now to this bit. So now it goes all the way down to there, and I've started ordering in more stuff, the cork, the glue, the wire, the lighting units. I've been sorting out through my old track and sort of planning out what I'm going to be doing with the various bits and pieces, as you can see. So hopefully I've got to get down to Great Eastern probably tomorrow to buy some more track and some more points, but yeah, I'm getting on with it. I'm starting back and everything's ready to go as far as I'm concerned now. It's about time I got back into it, and the idea is that this area here will become the TMD, as I said before, ending up with a harbour here. But this is what I'm going to be doing now over the next couple of months, is laying this out. So I'm quite pleased with the effect the beach has done. I'll leave that for now. I'll add some bits and pieces to it. I have had a little tidy up, you wouldn't believe it, but I have, but I've got to crack on with that. And I've still got to do the finish off bits in the canal and the basin and the depot there, and I've still got to do that bit, which I still haven't done. But yeah, I'm getting back to it. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. It's a welcome back video. Yes, I am back. I am going to be doing work, and I will be providing some more videos as I go along, just recording the way I'm doing stuff. So until the next video, episode 76, ta-ra for now, diolch yn fawr.